Let's dive into something that's a real head scratcher. Venezuela. It's a country where you can find these incredible pockets of super advanced cutting edge innovation existing right next to widespread systemic decay. So, how is that even possible?
I mean, just look at this. On one side, you've got researchers using AI to understand social media, applying neurotechnology in legal cases, and hospitals using the latest medical imaging. But then on the other side, you see a research and development sector that's been taken apart, mobile networks that are totally obsolete, and basic infrastructure that's just fan.
Right, so the big question is how can these two completely opposite realities exist in the same country at the very same time? Let's try to unpack this paradox, piece by piece.
To really see this conflict in action, there's no better place to start than the sector that's defined Venezuela's economy for so long, oil and energy. Here, that clash between the brand new and the totally broken, well, you just can't ignore it. In some corners of the oil industry, the innovation is genuinely stunning. You've got researchers using things like fuzzy set theory, which is basically a super smart way of working with imprecise data. Think hot versus 100 degrees, to figure out the best way to get oil out of the ground. They're running these complex digital simulations of underground reservoirs. This is seriously high-level stuff, all designed to maximize a vital national resource.
And yet, here's the kicker. For all that brilliance, the wider reality is that technological deficiencies are absolutely crippling the oil sector. See, you can have the most brilliant algorithm in the world, but it doesn't mean a thing if the actual physical pumps and pipes are falling apart. And that, right there, is the conflict in a nutshell.
But this tug of war between high-tech sophistication and just basic survival, it's not just in the oil fields. It's shaping the daily lives of everyday people in the most fundamental ways. You see it in healthcare, in communication, and even in education. Okay, so take healthcare. You've got doctors performing procedures that are just mind-blowing. We're talking about incredibly advanced laser surgeries on unborn babies and implanting sophisticated permanent pacemakers. This is a level of medical tech that shows what's truly possible. But then you flip the coin completely and look at how people are communicating. For so many, reliable internet is a total luxury. So what do? People get creative. Grassroots groups are falling back on older, more rugged tech, like simple text messages and local radio, to run really important campaigns against disinformation. And maybe nowhere is this clash between modern dreams and a crumbling reality more clear than in education. The country launched this university-at-home virtual program. Great idea, right? But in practice, it just slammed into a wall of basic problems. Terrible internet, not enough computers, and not enough training. The ambition was pure 21st century, but the foundation just wasn't there to support it. So what you end up with is this incredibly complex mix of how people adapt. They're navigating a world where you have to use high-tech solutions when you can find them, rely on low-tech resilience just to get by, and all the while you're fighting these huge systemic challenges. It's not one single story, it's all of them happening at once. So what's really at the heart of all this? Where does innovation even come from in the first place? To figure that out, we have to look at the engine room of progress itself. The state of research and development in Venezuela's scientific and academic communities. And well, the picture the research paints is pretty grim. One source talks about a significant dismantling of the entire R&D system, and that has caused severe damage to the country's ability to create knowledge, share it, and then actually use it. This is the source of that decay we've been talking about.
But, and this is a huge but, that decay isn't where the story ends. Not even close. Because in the face of all this, researchers are showing this incredible resilience. They're getting around local problems by building global networks with colleagues around the world. They're using free open source tools, things like Mendeley to organize their papers and VozViewer to map out data, just to keep their work alive. And against all the odds, they keep publishing. It's this defiant act that keeps the flame of Venezuelan knowledge from going out.
So, after seeing this landscape of sheer brilliance right next to breakdown, of decay and defiance, what does the future possibly hold for a nation that's caught in this constant technological tug of war? The central theme is just crystal clear. Venezuela is a nation with one foot planted firmly in the 21st century, using amazing tech in certain areas, while its other foot is stuck in a crumbling foundation. And that tension, that's what's going to define whatever comes next. So, is there a way out? A way to break this cycle? Well, some economists think so.
Theorists like Mariana Mazzucato and the Venezuelan-born Carlota Perez have these models of innovation-led development. And the idea is basically this. Even when things are really tough, strategically investing in technology isn't a luxury. It can be the very engine that pulls you towards sustainable growth. It frames innovation not just as a few clever tricks, but as a deliberate path to recovery.
And that leaves us with one final provocative question. In a crisis like this, what is technology, really? Is it a lifeline, a powerful testament to human ingenuity and the sheer will to survive? Or is it just a luxury? A few high-tech islands in a vast ocean of decay, ultimately unable to fix the core problems? The truth is, it's both. And that is the paradox and the reality of technology in Venezuela today.